First off, welcome back to the channel. Today is a little different. We're in the truck, we're running down the road, and we're in Canada. We're actually headed to Kalmar, which is like just south of Edmonton, is that what the officer said? I say it wrong. I think I said it with an S, or Edmonton, or whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The subject of today's video is about our wreck, the collision that we had with the Indonesian driver. I don't know his nationality. I knew that when he spoke, he sounded Hindu to me. First off, let me tell you guys what happened. Me and Dad had a two-stop load with two boats. Both of them Mastercraft, as you know, that's what we primarily haul. Every once in a while we'll do Malibu, but like today we've got Malibu boats on. No, Mastercraft, I'm sorry. So I was coming down the interstate, I-80, and we had to deliver in Carson City for our first stop. Dad was in the bunk, had been in the bunk for several hours. He was sleeping, passed out. Road was smooth, and if you guys are teams out there, you'll probably understand a smooth road is really nice. So I'm seeing signs of how exit 47 over there where the Loves is, where the accident occurred, you know, oversized vehicles need to take exit 51 or exit 50. I thought maybe I need to take it, but I knew where I was going, and so I wasn't concerned. I knew there were those Loves at that exit, so trucks had to get off, so I wasn't really worried about it. Now, I will say this, the exit had construction, and there was jersey walls on both sides of that exit ramp, and it was an S-turn. So when I came up to the exit ramp, I got on the brakes pretty hard, and we're pretty light. We stayed pretty light, you know, hauling two boats on a step deck. I mean, any of you guys that do any type of hauling could probably realize that you're not heavy at all when you've got just two boats. One of them maybe 10,000 pounds with the trailer, maybe. The other one was probably about 5 or 6 at most, and that was the back one, the one that got damaged. So anyways, I come to a stop, and I had to get on the brakes pretty hard. There's no one in front of me. You know, I thought it was kind of weird. It's kind of a hard exit. I really wasn't ready for it, but I was able to stop. Had my blinker on, and I was waiting. Like, couldn't have been 15 seconds because traffic was kind of passing me by. The jersey wall had stopped on the right side of the highway, of the on-ramp, exit ramp, excuse me, at about, I don't know, 20 or 30 feet behind my step deck. And I've got a 53-foot step deck. So this guy in the yellow Cascadia come barreling down the on-ramp. He was loaded. He had a reefer on. And instead of hitting me dead on in the rear, he opted to come to the side and hit me from the side. Now, initial impact, it wasn't all that bad. I just felt a little, you know, a little punch forward, and I thought, what's something wrong? Honestly, I didn't think it was anything. I thought maybe I just let off my brakes for a second. So I'm looking left and looking right, and all I see is this guy's truck, you know, possibly touching my trailer, and I thought that's what I felt. So I set my brakes, jumped out, grabbed the 2 photos that I could. People were starting to honk at me. Obviously, the other driver, I don't even know his name, police report gave it to us, but I couldn't pronounce it. Dad, what did you feel? Did you feel anything when you were asleep?
No, I don't remember anything.
You don't remember anything. I woke him up, but he asked me what's going on, and I just told him that, hey, we were rear-ended. And yeah, that was basically it, you know, and he went back to bed, and that was it from Dad. So, oh wow, the mountain. We're over here going up the Coquihalla, you know, the highway to hell, hill over here in Canada. So I'll include some clips as we're talking. We're getting ready to go through a snow avalanche tunnel type thing where it's got grates on one side. Y'all see in a second. We're getting ready to go through it. So I get out of the truck, and I'm looking and overseeing the damage. I'm taking photos. People are honking at me. And it's a little irritating because I'm trying to, you know, assess the damage. I'm looking at everything. My trailer, my step deck is all up in his def tank, all up in his door, his windows knocked off. I mean, you guys seen from the photo. If you haven't seen the video, stop now and go watch it. You'll hear his response. You'll hear a little bit of the officer's response. I didn't put her on the video mainly because I didn't want to violate her privacy. I really just wanted to focus on my truck, my equipment, his truck, all for insurance stuff, you know. And just coincidentally, I just started the YouTube channel. I mean, it's like 3 months ago, and I don't want to say I was dying for content, but I needed something substance because just showing, you know, the cranes getting unloaded and the boats getting unloaded. To me, I kind of felt kind of getting old and repetitious. So I'm kind of, you know, riding on a little bit of an adrenaline rush because you just got hit. And I'm trying to keep my cool. And this other driver that hit us, he's out walking around. His truck's running, continuing to leak. Before we left the scene of the accident, again, I was trying to survey everything. The step deck was up into the fuel tank, the def tank, the batteries were punctured. A lot of folks in the short, the YouTube short, it's the biggest one. It's the one that says, don't watch TV while driving. Yeah, so as I'm surveying everything, I'm looking inside of his cab because I'm right there at his door. I'm seeing the damage from my boat, my trailer, my mud flap, and on my hanger. All of that is, you know, all up in his truck. I'm trying to get a good idea of all this. And I see a TV show going. I don't even know what it was. It looked like something out of Bollywood. People were dancing and, you know, whatnot. And so I let it alone. I didn't take a photo or anything. I was still in traffic. People were literally backing up because it was a one-lane road. So I got the driver. I told him, let's pull over to the Loves and let's settle everything out. He said, okay, that's fine. So I managed to pull the wreckage out from everything, and I don't know if I did any more damage or whatnot, but it certainly hurt things pulling stuff apart. So don't mind me, I'm trying to fix my camera and the other camera I've got going here. So what ended up happening once we got everything parked, and this is where the video picks up, is that I'm getting out of the truck and I'm really looking at everything for the first time with fresh eyes. The officer was called almost immediately. Apparently she was already at the Loves getting coffee from what she said, so it really, you know, it was easy for her just to really just drive across the street. She was not a DOT officer. She didn't have the authority to write tickets for CDL holders. She didn't have the authority to do inspections. She actually called for a CMV officer, but he didn't show up. He said he didn't want to come. That's what she said. So, but going through the damage of his truck, from what I saw and from what I heard, when his truck shut off, I saw orange fluid all over the ground, and it was coming from his def tank. I was just like, okay, that's not good. It was really shiny. So we popped the hood, and all of his fluid, his coolant was gone, and he promptly shut his hood, and he just kind of walked away and just kind of shrugged. He said something, but his accent was just so heavy I couldn't hear it. So I knew something was wrong with his truck. Now, with it being totaled, that might have been a little presumptuous, because you know I'm not a auto body mechanic. At first glance, because I just saw the side of the sleeper was just destroyed. They'd have to, you know, repair probably the cap, the side of the sleeper, a new door, a new mirror, possibly a new hood. And in the video, I told you guys it was a 2022 tractor. I was wrong. The police report says it was a 2019. So, I knew it was a 2022 because the guy told me it was a 2022. But police report said 2019. So, we'll go with the police report because she pulled his insurance. So after that whole ordeal of listening to his truck, you know, literally shut itself off because it has no coolant. He just let it shut off. He didn't shut it off. He just let it die, and that's what it did. It died. I'm just kind of, you know, surveying my damage. I'm getting and also I'm getting my information. That's when Dad woke up, asked me what was going on. I told him. He obviously doesn't remember because he's half asleep. You know, who does? So, gave the officer my information. I called in the office, let them know what was going on. They, you know, they just pretty much said, do what the officer says to do and let us know when you're done. And that was really pretty much it. I mean, it wasn't really much to it. The driver did admit on video, if you go listen to the long form video, I asked him what happened. And he said, I was driving too fast. That's what he said. And he couldn't slow down. And so instead of rear-ending me directly, he turned to the side and run off into the ditch. That way it wouldn't hurt me as bad or push me out into the road. At least the road part is what I'm gathering. He didn't say that. If he did, I certainly didn't understand it. So amongst all that, I got my information, and while I'm waiting for her to come take her photos, I've got my accident report, whatever. She's making notations and photo taking. I went and I grabbed a ratchet off the back of my truck, and I pulled the mud flap hanger away from the tire because it was impeding the tire a little bit. It was like a half an inch to an inch away. Anyways, pulled it out, talked to him. He was going to try to make it back to Fresno. He said he was like 200 something miles away from Fresno, and he was going to limp the truck home. He's going to get, yeah, I know, right? It's crazy. He was going to go to the Loves and get the mirror hung. Now he said he was the owner of the company. He'd been driving for about 4 or 5 years. I don't know. I didn't do a rig dig or anything of the company's name. Didn't care to be honest with you. Didn't even stay long enough to see if his truck will fire back up. All I know is like 20 degrees that morning. His truck wouldn't run. His DEF tank was cracked. More than likely, the coolant lines that run into his DEF tank to keep his DEF from freezing were cracked and damaged. Hence, probably that's where the fluid was coming from. His tires were fine, so they were good. His windshield wasn't cracked anywhere. So, in my mind, if he can get the truck running, he's going to drive it home, and I'm assuming he did. After that, I have no idea. I didn't receive any phone calls from the company or the guy or anything in question. The only thing I had to do was call the insurance company, his insurance company, and send them the video of him admitting guilt to the accident. And so later that day, after we left, I had to go to Carson City, which was not far from Reno, if not Love's. We went down the road, tried to deliver the boat. Obviously, the dealer said, no, we don't want to do it because it could be more issues, So on further inspection, Dad actually caught the damage to the boat. I didn't catch it. Of course, I looked at the images after, I took them. And it was clear that the sleeper made contact with the boat. Did it scratch the shipping cover? Yeah, it made enough to where it ripped it. Probably about, half inch wide, like a triangle shaped like piece in 2 places on the trim that went around the top of the boat, and a little bit of the bottom piece. So the dealer obviously rejected it. We had to sit around for a minute, wait for, you know, Mastercraft in my office to figure something out. So we ended up taking it to another boat dealer in California, right down the road. 3 hours down the road, if you remember, because we delivered in, what was that first stop? Elkhart? No, not Elkhart. Elk Grove. Yeah, Elk Grove. And we got the front boat off. And what they were really kind, because we had a backhaul to pick up, and it was that pickup. If you go watch the video, you'll see it. We moved everything forward. They picked the boat up, we backed the truck up, they dropped it down, we locked everything in, and then 45 minutes after we left the place, we were able to pick up our backhaul, which was a Chevrolet pickup, like a 78 model, I guess, right? 87 model, 88 model. It was still carbureted. No, it wasn't. It was a new body style. So it was 1 year after the square body. So it was throttle body injection because it's easy to start. There was no carb. Sorry. Anyways, doesn't matter. We went down the road, delivered the boat the next morning after we picked up the truck, and then we just hightailed it home. We tried making delivery with the customer over there at Spring City, Tennessee, not far from our yard, like 40-minute ride. But 3 o'clock in the morning, no one's going to take delivery. So we brought it back to our yard, unloaded it. Well, we didn't unload it, you know, our yard guys did. We went home. It was late, and that was pretty much it. I mean, I was fine. I didn't receive any, you know, bumps or bruises or anything. But like I said, I just kind of felt a nudge, because when you get rear-ended in one of these trucks, unless it is just a solid hit from the rear doing, you know, 60+ mile an hour, you're not really going to feel too much of it. I mean, I've been hit twice, and I didn't have a problem. Now, honestly, I felt the drive tire shook more heavily than this did, you know, because I had a super single at the time. Not one, but I blew 2 in one day, and that was bad news bears. That was real bad. But, so to finish what I was saying, sorry, the GoPro died on me as I was going through and reviewing the footage. Its battery just, it got too hot and it shut off. Didn't let me know. So that was pretty much it. We delivered the boat, got the vehicle home, made delivery of the vehicle back to the yard, and that was pretty much it for me and Dad. We went home, and we haven't heard anything back about our trailer. It's still at the trailer shop because it happened so close to Thanksgiving. Go ahead, Dad. I'm really thinking that it's going to be until after the New Year's before it's returned to us. But yeah, that was it, y'all. Sorry about the video cutting out on you there, but just to let you guys know, he is my dad. We work together, and this is one thing we both love doing. But for the most part, listen, you guys have a good one. Thanks for watching the channel. Like, subscribe, do all the things, and let me know what you think down in the comments. Again, you'll have a blessed day, and I'll see you on the next one.